Welcome to my less is more makeup tutorial. I personally like to wear the least amount possible and feel my best. Sometimes the more I put on, the worse I feel. And I feel like I've kind of perfected this routine. This is what I do the most, I'd say, like if I have errands or lunch or I just want to feel a little bit better but not do too much. And I feel like it only takes like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm going to really break it down and go into depth today for you. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to bring you a bit closer. Ooh, too close. Surprise, surprise! We're going in with the Road Glazing Milk. I didn't shake it. I like to apply this in the palm of my hand. I know people put it straight on their face, but I don't know. Okay, so this is my favourite prep under makeup. I don't really use it as a skincare product. If I'm not wearing makeup in the day, I normally will just do my normal skincare. But if I am wearing makeup, this is my primer of choice. It's just so glowy. There's a reason everyone uses it. It's one of those products that when you don't use it the next time, you really notice that you haven't used it. Yeah, I don't like to make that mistake, so I always start with my Road Glazing Milk. And the next step that I do, this is the By Terry. I can't read the bottle, but I'm pretty sure it's Tea to Tan, and it's like a bronzing mist. And I do love these kinds of products, these bronzing drops and things. And there's another one I really like, which is this one, the Glow Recipe Dew Drops. But with those products, I do feel like it can look a bit muddy, not apply so natural looking, like a natural tan. This, however, is completely different. It's obviously, as you can see, a super thin formula, and you need to work quickly with it because sometimes I put it on and if I don't blend it straight away, it like leaves the mark, and you need to work quickly basically. But that's what I love about it, is once it's dried on your skin, it's transfer proof. And it's also so nice if you don't want to wear makeup. Sometimes I like to just do like an extra drop of this on my face just to help the spray like blend in as good as possible. 1, 2, 3. Then you got to work quick. There we go. It's so thin and honestly looks like real tan. So a big thing for me and how good I feel is having some colour on my lips. And I like to do this step at the beginning because sometimes I'll do it first. I have one next to my sink so I can like put it on with my skincare in the morning. But I like to do this step near the beginning so then I can gauge how much makeup to put on, because then I know. Did you ever get to the end of your makeup and you put the lip on and you're like, oh, I didn't really need that much on my face? I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but I feel like it will. Because that's such a big thing, like the lips just make you feel so much better and more alive. So once I've done this, I can kind of gauge the rest of my face. I'm going to make sure my lips are completely dry and don't have any product on so this can do its thing the best. During the day I like to wear the shade Hush. It's more of a brown natural shade, and then in the evenings I like to wear Lovely, which is more berry vibes. It's like a bit darker, and I always obviously slightly overline with this. Concentrate. Make sure I apply a nice thick layer. Whilst we wait for this to dry, I'm just going to curl my lashes because day to day I don't wear mascara. I normally have a lash lift, but I don't at the moment. Instantly feels so much better. It's actually unbeatable. Just putting some lip balm on for the minute while I do the rest of my face. These are like the new plumping masks and I love them. They're thicker than the normal peptide. But yeah, I prefer this slightly thicker consistency. Then I like to take a concealer and a brush. This is my favourite concealer brush. It's the House Labs brush. It doesn't have a number on. Let's find it real quick. I'm going to link everything in a link anyway, so it fits. Perfect, it's so satisfying. And then the way I like to do my coverage, start with the least amount as possible and build it up as I need to. I start by putting the concealer. This is the Beautiful Skin. Yeah, Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer by Charlotte Tilbury in shade 6 on the back of my hand. And then I take just a little bit off the back of my hand and I start to spot conceal any parts that I have redness or breakouts or... So for me, it's always around my nose. I have a freshly popped pimple on that side, so that needs to be definitely covered up. This is also a really good routine for like castings or digitals if you do want to wear a little bit of makeup that day. We can always add more. It's easier to add than to take away. So that's kind of how I apply. I'm also going to push some into there. And then I sort of go back into any spots that I want to add a bit more. I've loved this concealer for a while. It really does look like skin. Charlotte Tilbury just does skin so well. Just using whatever I have left to go under my eyes. But if I'm doing something really natural, I prefer to not put too much concealer under my eyes because I think that unless you have something to cover up, if they're looking, you don't feel like they need as much coverage that day. I feel like the more concealer you start to apply under your eyes, the more it can look like you're wearing makeup. So try to go as light as possible if I feel like I can. Next, I like to go into like a bit of blushing and bronzing. And I like to use, for this particular vibe, sheerer products. So to add a bit of colour back into my face, I've been using Benetint for years. So I'm kind of like on the apples, but also like kind of close to under my eyes, if that makes any sense. And I use my fingers to just rub this in because it's super sheer and I feel like the warmth from your fingers just melts it in. I feel like the placement of just under your eye makes it look the most natural and like you're sun-kissed from the sun. And I bring it over my nose too. Instantly has given me some life. Something so small can make such a difference. And then bronzing wise, staying on the sheer natural vibe, I'm going to use these bronzing drops that I was talking about earlier because I find if I use them just on a specific part of my face, they are fine and I love them actually. And they're definitely more pigmented. And put it on the back of my hand and sort of stipple it out with a brush. This is a House Labs brush as well. I really like their brushes. I use this every day. And then I'm just going to put this on my cheekbones and also past my temples and forehead just to give me even more of a glow. Tan over the eyelids as well and making sure I just get under the chin and draw. Perfect. Now we're going to brush the brows up. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I don't fill them in or anything. I literally have never got my eyebrows done, fun fact. I just have always just plucked them myself. I've never got them waxed or threaded or anything. They kind of just behave themselves. I just pluck down the middle and underneath and then I brush them through with a clear gel and I sort of use my finger to just shape them so they're not sticking up like too much. I've also never got them laminated, but I feel like I wouldn't like that because I don't like them like too up. And then we're kind of nearly there, to be honest. I like to sometimes add some more freckles. When I was back in England, I got this on TikTok shop. It's like a freckle stamp. You go like this and it like pushes the prongs, these like prongs into it, and then you can like stamp them on. Let me zoom you in so you can see. And then I get my finger and then I like to bring some up here. Okay, just to finish off, I'm going to do some lips. Not that there's much to do. I'm gonna take this Copini lip contour. I really like their pinkier shades too, but I've lost it. I love these so much. I like throw them in my bag every day and then I lose them. This is in the shade Biscuit. I feel like the tint plus this is like the elite combo for me. I'll feel great with no makeup on, etc. if I have my tint and my lip contour. And I love that this like doubles up as a contour for wherever you want. So if you're out and about and you want to top up your bronzer or put some on your eyelids or your nose or whatever. And I just go around my lips, especially at the top here. And this honestly makes them look so much fuller underneath. I'm obsessed. It's maybe my favorite step actually. But yeah, I feel like it's nice because if you overline with lip liner sometimes, I feel like it can look a bit weird. Just very overlined and like unnatural. Whereas this is like a really nice way to overline them, make them look plump and juicy and all the good stuff and it not look so makeup-y. Okay, just gonna put a little bit more of this on. To finish off, I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is my favorite setting spray, has been since I first used it years ago. I love it. Nothing has beaten this for me yet. Oh, and one last thing. This is an important step and I nearly forgot. Oh, also two more things, sorry, getting ahead of myself here. If I need this to last, I know probably some of you are like, you're not using any powder, this is just gonna like run. My skin, for some reason, just clings on to makeup. It's because it's so dry and I don't really need to use a powder during the day because like I say, my skin is so dry and it just stays in place. But if you're someone that your makeup does slide off, you have oily skin, obviously do your thing and set it. This is my choice for during the day. It's the Hourglass. Don't know, it's completely rubbed off. All my makeup is clearly very well loved because all the labels are gone. I want to say it's like Airbrush or something like that. This would be my daytime choice of powder. And last but not least, this is the Glossier Future Dew Solid. I love this. I don't really use anything else to be honest. And everyone I've put onto this is obsessed with it. I will melt some into the back of my hand just so I have a little bit more control because I find if you go straight from here, it might be a little bit too much. So I put it on the back of my hand and I just hit the high points of my face. And I like to also bring it all the way around my temple. I feel like the way that looks like lifts your face. I like to also put some on the eyebrow bone, ridge of my nose and tip. Here we are, we're done. Sorry, I feel like this is definitely a shorter, more natural look. I know it won't be for everyone, trust me, I do like my full glam every now and then, but this is what I like to do when I'm keeping it as natural as possible. I'm trying to enhance my features without putting too much makeup on. I will, of course, link everything below as well. And I'll see you guys next time.